One, two. One, two, three. One, two. Yo, audio guy. Yo, man, I can't hear myself in my headphones, man. Come on, man. You got to get this shit right, man. Yo, I'm paying you all this money. I'm blasting this podcast to millions of viewers, man. Come on, man. Shit, man. All you got to do is one thing, man, is to get my mic. What? Oh, oh, shit. Oh, I'm not in the studio. Oh, oh, I'm the sound engineer. Oh, I'm the audio guy. Okay, so I'm okay. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the Opinionated Truth, episode 2. Drum roll, boom, 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 whatever. Um, our topic for today is faking it till you make it. Yo, like, I get this all the time. People asking me this question about faking it till you make it, or they want to ask me how long did I fake it before I made it, which I still don't think I made it, but when do when did I stop it? And I kind of think today people are taking this really too far. Like, I have an associate, he's on Facebook, and I'll say every like 2 weeks he'll post pictures of him leaning on really expensive cars. Like, one post he'll be leaning on a Ferrari. The next post he'll be leaning on a Porsche. The next post he'll be leaning on an Aston Martin or something like that. And then he'll under in the caption, he'll have dream it, you can achieve it. And he'll be like, yo, in business, in order for you to anyway, I'm not even gonna repeat the shit that he be saying, but it's like, he constantly tries to make himself seem like he's really doing in business, really doing good in business. But in actuality, this cat not even in business. You know what I mean? Like, he has a job, which I'm not knocking someone with a job, but he's actually not in business. So I've talked to him a couple times, and I'm like, yo, man, why do you post those pictures? And the first thing he says is, I'm faking it till I make it. And I'm like, okay, so you're faking it till you make it. So why are you doing that? And he's like, well, man, you have to motivate people to get out there and do their thing, and that's also motivation for me. And if it's more people like me that want to get out here and get in business, if I can help motivate them, then I'm doing my part. So I agree with that in theory, but what I really disagree with is you haven't made it. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even doing it. So how are you how are you motivating people when you're not even doing it? To me, that's like lying. So then he and I get into a bit discussion, and he'll say, well, Derek, just because you're doing good, that doesn't mean that everybody else is doing good. And then I always reply back to him and say, A, do you really know that I'm doing good? Then he'll say, well, it seemed like you're doing good. But I'm like, okay, it seems like I'm doing good, but do you really know if I really am doing good? And again, that goes on perception. That goes on what someone sees. So I always felt the fake it till you make it really was something, a term that is, how can I say, for people who are really trying to get their foot in the door. That's i.e., trying to get a job or that's trying to get an account. So if I'm trying to get a job, you're right. If I only got $20 in my bank account, I'm gonna go get a haircut. I'm gonna spend $15 of that money, go get me a haircut. I'm gonna go borrow my brother's nice suit. I'm gonna ask my mom, can I borrow her car? Bam. I'm gonna go to that interview. I'm gonna be well prepared for that interview, and I'm gonna knock them dead because they're not gonna disqualify me from when they first see me. That's what's not gonna happen. So to me, that's a great fake it till you make it. And then in business, same thing. I'm trying to get this big account with this multi-million-dollar company. Boom. I'm going to get my hair cut, get that nice suit. If I'm really trying to look good, I am going to borrow that suit from one of my buddies that I know got money. Boom. I'm going to put on that nice watch. Or if I don't have a nice watch, I ain't going to put on a watch at all. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get me a running watch. So even if those, people look at my watch, they can be like, okay, he's in good shape, or he's really, really conscious about his health or something like that. Then if I really want to ball out, I've never been in their headquarters. I am going to ask my buddy to borrow his car, who has a real nice car. And I'm going to pull up to that place of business. I'm going to be prepared to get this account, and they're not going to hold me back from how I look. But what's the common denominator with both of those scenarios? Yeah, the image is important. The first impression is important, but really knowing what I'm talking about, knowing everything that interviewer is going to ask me, that I'm going to hit them back with a great answer. Same thing as trying to get that account. Every question they ask me, I'm going to knock it out the box and answer those questions. So, yes, I'm not going to let them hold me back from when they first see me, but when I get in the door, I'm going to show and prove. So to me, that the example that he gave is, about motivation. Well, the world, and especially the business world, isn't about motivation. It's about performance. And it's about what can you do to get to the end point. And that's all that people want. So I kind of think that the faking it till you make it, in a lot of people's sense, it really, a sense of saying it really kind of goes a little bit too far, and it almost kind of sneaks into the realm of lying, because I think that people should want to learn from someone who's actually doing it. So that's the thing I always ask him. I'm like, well, if you're leaning on these, taking pictures by these nice cars, and you're getting comments, which I see him getting comments on his page from people who are saying, hey man, you're doing a great job. I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. But what happens when that person or someone asks you a question about business, or they ask you, how can they start a business? Like, what's the process of, opening up a bank account, or what's the process of getting your name trademarked? When someone asks that, then what will you do? And every time I ask him that, he always goes back to, well, I'm not doing it to teach people stuff. I'm doing it to motivate them. And I'm like, yo, people don't really understand that this entrepreneurship thing is something that you should take serious. This is not about motivation, it's about production. It's about getting things done. And that's all that people care about in business is getting stuff done. Yes, you have to get your foot in the door, but once you're in that door, you have to perform. Great example. I went into a retail store, and when you walk in, you're greeted by somebody, usually called a greeter. And and when I walked up, I saw this particular guy, and he had tattoos on his face. Not tattoos on his arm, not tattoos on his neck, not tattoos on his leg. He had tattoos on his face. And I was like, wow. So my first impression of him was like, okay, this is a little weird. So I initially like looked to see if it was someone else that could help me. But, he was like, "Hey, how can I help you?" And I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for this particular item." He actually told me what aisle the item was on, and then he walked me over to the item. And as we were walking to the aisle, we engaged in some, brief conversation, and he was really a smart young man. And and I asked him, I was like, "Yo, how long have you been working here?" And he was like, "Hey, I've been here for 5 years." And the first thing I thought of, I was like, his appearance might be shocking to some, but his performance is what that particular store cares about. It's not about the appearance. So now I'm almost thinking now in today's society, is that appearance or the image, is it really as important as it was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago? So this perception of faking it till you make it, really trying to impress people, does that really work today? Because again, when on a personal note, when I had my Ford Taurus, when I first started business, I had a 84 Ford Taurus, and no, it was a 94 Ford Taurus. No, 90. Yeah, it was a 92 Ford Taurus, and when I was really out here hustling and really trying to get my accounts, new accounts, I had my, I walk up with my suit on, or had my little, golf shirt and khaki, khaki pants, that particular little salesman outfit. And when I was going to people, I was really getting, potential clients. I was really getting a lot of positive feedback, and I really got a lot of accounts like that. But it seemed when I bought my more expensive car, which was anyway, I'm not, well, yeah, it was a BMW 645. And when I started to go to trying to get new accounts or new clients, it seemed like it was a little rougher for me to get those particular people to spend money with me. And I was thinking like, yo, it's my image, if I'm really clean cut, have my nice watch on, the nice suit on, rolling in a nice car, people would respect me more. But it seemed like it was kind of the opposite. It seemed like people really wasn't respecting me as much, because it almost looked like I quote unquote had made it. So maybe is that term in today's society, is that term kind of outdated? Is that fake it till you make it outdated? Because, people can research you real quick. People can, even if you got on the suit and tie, they can go on to social media and see how you're looking when you're just partying or when you with your family or when you with your friends. So yeah, you might walk around coming to them saying always wearing expensive suits, but if they see you on Facebook and you're not, with that same image, then that might be frowned upon. So I don't know, but I kind of think that this fake it till you make it thing, sometimes people take it too far. I think it's almost a lie most of the time. And when do people stop doing it? Like, so when does it stop? It's like people I've heard guys who are professional players or professional baseball players or basketball players. Okay, my first year I was the rookie. Okay, veteran guys. I'll go get your coffee. I'll go get the water. I'll go buy the food. I'm the rookie. I'm the young buck. But your second year in the league, yo, I'm not a rookie anymore. So I'm not gonna do that same shit that I did when I was a rookie, my first year. So when does that fake it till you make it stop? Does it stop when you get that first account? Does it stop when you get that 10th account? Or does it ever stop with certain people? And when does it go into that realm of lying? So, hey, all of this is my opinion. If you take it seriously, it's cool. But my thing is about business is something to take serious. Being an entrepreneur is a responsibility. And hey, I think